Fell in love with a ghost. Half-hearted with a hollow who would eventually deplete me. Belly be yellow. Bone white from brow to chin, frozen my marrow. Underneath my skin, muscle memory preventing me from moving on from when we made monsters in my bed. Skullduggery on the stairs. Creatures stirring all over the couch. A madhouse where skeletons could never stay buried under the covers. Floorboards recall what the carpet left behind when the rug burned images of fleshy effigies in my mind, resurrecting emotions so solitude won't seem suicidal. It's how the lonely fight for survival. Digging up the plot of what made me cry, one demon at a time. Grave robbing never felt so good. Just shameful. The land goes right on me. Alchemy in the place of accountability. How I tried to transmute the truth from homunculi. Severed myself from my sins after I blamed the succubi, succumbing to the notion of numbness in the form of a phantom limb. But instead of arms or legs, I can't feel my rib. I fear the chimera in the mirror, telling me to think twice and look thrice when I'm alone. An amalgamation of memories won't reanimate what's dead and gone, and zombies don't die. They multiply in multiples of mourning. Grief comes with no warning, craving loved ones without scorn. I've scorched scores of bleeding hearts. Being a hopeless romantic, a pagan practice that makes romance pedantic. Pentagrams carved in chest to hex those who come too close. Tragic. How I came back from the French Quarter, French kissed by black magic in the form of bad habits, preventing me from seeing the good in things. Sorcery has me tongue-tied to spells that bind, soul bonded in Creole by forget-me-nots, and warlocked to praise kinks where peace was key. Unchanged because bondage forgot my safe word was unchained. So I shout hallelujahs whenever thinking of Elphabas or Galindas, which is more wicked? Worshipping Wiccans or becoming their spirit's unholy host? Haunted, so any potential partner most likely became more ghost. I need an exorcist to expel this existential threat to me building intimacy. Married to the idea of what could never be. Headless delusions, dueling hand over fist in Ichabod. I trust issues will keep their sleepy hollow dream alive. The nightmare before this is, I knew every vision of them was a lie, but I'd still trade my life to live beside a corpse bride. Hey. So this next one is it's a difficult concept to explain. It's supposed to be like, well, I don't know, I'm gonna just do it. It's going through the 5 stages of grief, but I'm gonna just do it. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to bond this person and this poem in traumatic matrimony. If there's any objections, grieve now or forever bite your tongue. The younger me found my identity in stanzas. Now I stand before you in doubt, down bad to get back to how it used to be, when writing was playful expression and not just an exercise in misery. I remember being elated putting pen to page, an extension of me. But I can't believe that on stage people mistake my passion for rage. I've been told I have commitment issues. Now I'm expected to commit seppuku, be committed to spilling my guts whenever I open my mouth to recite what I write. Open mics, just an open invitation to view the holy acrimony of melancholy. My every folly met with thunderous applause. Yet when I exit stages, none of them are solved. Catharsis through cardiac arrest. The only way my heart can get some rest is if I stand in protest to this heartbreak. For Christ's sake, can't you see that my heart's beat? Poetry wasn't supposed to be this bleak, but make you think and see life differently. Instead, you love dead things intimately and confuse it for empathy. But I suppose I can see the symbiosis between sympathy and sob stories as symbolic symptoms of a systemic problem. Cardiopulmonary pump faking for the sake of sounding melodramatic. A gross compromise I'm expected to make emphatically. Can we at least agree that wallowing beneath fragile feelings leave little room for healing? If I gotta decide between trauma poet and suicide, gun to my head, I'll put a peacekeeper to my pacemaker and put a bullet through my Valentine. Why do tragedy satisfy you? In sadness we trust, but rather have a heavy rain than a cleansing truth. I've been saddled with this weight for a while now, and you seem to misunderstand my mewling, as if I'll whine to turn tears into tens. Pitying my puling don't make us friends. The enemy of my energy are my injuries. This isn't a cry for help. When I write, I weep to myself, not to be selfish, but you don't be where I be when I feel what I feel. A marriage born of miscarriage, she keeps me alive when I'm dead inside. Would it still be real if I let you go to let me grow? I carry pain and carry on, for better or worse. But would you grow sick of me speaking on good health? Does pouring my heart out, enriched by wealth of self, portray me in a poor light? Is it always a bad time to speak of good fortune? Apart from death, what's left to do after we jump the broom? I get that you wanna relate to me emotionally, the only way you know how. But if my life is strifeless, does my poetry make a sound? If you can take the good with the bad, I'll give you all that I got. As long as you appreciate who I am over what I'm not.